Yo, 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 it's Hugo back with another video. And this week was an awesome week. We had a lot of great positions, a lot of great trades that we were in. And I definitely want to share with you guys what we got into for the week. So we'll start off with Euro USD. We definitely didn't get to trade it like how I wanted to, but we did mark it up just in case we did see some positioning on it that we wanted to take. We saw that we had liquidity marked up here, and we also had a POI, I believe, marked up on the 4 hour chart, which is this right here, the last up candle before the down move we see here. So it did end up coming back perfectly into this area and coming down. It was within our session time. So that was a beautiful trade for us to get into. But at that time, we were actually in NZD USD. So I wasn't really looking to be in any other positions at that time. We did also mark up the 50% area that it could possibly come down to, which it perfectly did respect its structure and blast it up. Again, that was also within the confines of our session, but I did not execute this trade, nor was I looking for this at this time, just due to us being focused on other things. And I ended up concluding my week on Wednesday anyway. It's just, been such a blessing to be able to conclude our weeks fairly early. And I know a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people that are traders are like, nah, man, trade all the way until the week ends, but that's not, when you get to a certain place in trading, you understand that setups are going to always be there, and also, if you're already where you need to be for the week, why overtrade? There's no way, there's no reason to put that mental strain and put that, uh, mental stress on yourself when it comes to trading and, possibly even losing the capital that you lost that you won for the week. And for what? Just because you wanted to be undisciplined and overtrade? It doesn't really make any sense to me. So we did have a liquidity here, a liquidity pocket here, as well as a POI, which was confirmation for it to come down here. We did get some beautiful crosses that also confirmed the sales and everything that we did see, the sales and the buys. So we got a 15-minute cross here on the Euro USD, and then for when it hit the POI point of interest here on the 50%, when it came down, we ended up getting a 15-minute cross here, which would have indicated us to buy here. So really, just definitely love how this week went. Even if we didn't take the trades, they played out very well. We had GU that also played out very beautifully. We actually was waiting for a buy on the hour signal. So I was waiting for this, but I also had a POI. We have the liquidity sitting here, of course, but I also had this POI set. I'm not sure why. When I was reviewing it, I saw that it was deleted for some reason. But when I was looking at it over the week, I did have this POI set here. I had this buy signal waiting to be activated here. It did activate like out of the session, and I didn't even realize when it did, because when I looked back at the chart, I was like, bro, how did the move already like fly away? And I didn't get the notification, but I ended up like looking through my phone and seeing that I did get the notification. So I don't know what happened there, or if I just missed it or what. But usually, my phone does like a really annoying ding to let me know when these things cross, and I make sure it's like that, just so like even if I'm asleep or if I'm doing something like away from my phone, like you're gonna hear it. So that's why I was kind of confused that I didn't hear it at all. But when I looked at the log, it did say it notified me for some reason. So I don't know. Well, I'll figure that out. But definitely it came into this POI area and blasted off. This was definitely a 300 pip move that we didn't take part in, but we still had some great moves for the week. Let's go back to EU real quick because I didn't calculate this move. So that was a 400 pip move, and then a move down from the POI originally was 162. Just man, just so many opportunities to capitalize on the market this week, and NZD was that baby this week, man. I definitely was looking to capitalize off of it. So just a little bit of a little study lesson real quick. I guys want you to go to the market structure volume one video, and you're gonna see, how this really works. But just for example purpose, you can see how the market started trending down here and start to gear up to make those major pushes that we need. Even as so much of um, taking liquidity all the way out from these individuals who were trying to buy early. I was one of them. We definitely had our test position here at the top of this wick. So it was just a test position. I put in a point 50 to kind of see, if we were just going to kind of blast through, because sometimes NZD does that, or where we're going to come back to this area, which we definitely came into this area, but we went a little bit past it. It collected everybody's stop losses that was, had their stop losses under here and everything, somewhat like of a stop hunt. And literally, as we move this over, actually, I'm just going to delete that. As prices begin to develop, we had broke that high. So we had this break of structure here. We came below, but as you can see, this turquoise line is showing that we respected structure. And we ended up taking this high, and boom, we blasted through TP. Um, if you're watching this video and you haven't liked or subscribed or commented under any of the videos or this video, definitely do so. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, definitely do so. I do all the updates on there from our Discord, and their live updates, and we show you guys exactly how to capitalize off the market every single week. And I give you guys updates as price moves so that you guys are learning while you're earning. And that's like the best type of community you want to be in. It's the type of community that I was in when I was coming up. Not only was I learning, but I was earning at the same time. And it raises your belief level, and also it allows you to put some money in your pocket, which raises your belief level even more, especially when you're disciplined enough to withdraw it out, pay some bills with it, do something like that. And that's kind of like, what I did. Like I started paying little bills here. If I wanted to get an Airbnb for the weekend, I would use my, trading money to do so. And it raised my belief level to know that this is real and using the money that I'm making in a real way. So let me see. We did have this trade. We did get a couple crosses on here, which were confirmations for, especially we had one confirmation, which is our session, but I did initially take my position out of our trading session. So I put in a point 50 as soon as market started to, accumulate up here, because I started it kind of wicked here. So I was like, yeah, let me get in. Boom, got in here. As we got more confirmation and we got this signal, I put in another position. And then as the price started to see that it was possibly going to digress, I put my stops to break even. And then I ended up seeing on a lower time frame that after the digression, price was going to possibly start to make its way up again. So what I did was I waited for the 5 minute to give me that buy signal, because we were obviously, here, and then we respected structure. So it gave me that buy signal, and I put a buy stop here, and it activated that position straight away. And we was able to get more money off of that. And that's just, how you would want to execute your trades, is focusing on, once you're in a trade, focusing on that one pair and seeing how you can capitalize off that one, instead of like trying to always, diversify it and, trying to catch GU, trying to catch GU. And yes, those moves did play out both ways, and we could have caught those moves as well. But the main focus is that if you're already seeing that price is moving in your directional bias on one pair, try to maximize your lots and add positions to the trade that you're currently already in. And that's definitely one thing that I can definitely stress to you guys, and it will help your psyche a little bit more so that you're not all over the place trying to be like, okay, let me go see what GU's doing. Let me go see what EU's doing. Let me go see what NU's doing, because you're in all these different positions. And yes, some of them may be going in your favor, but that may not be the case all the time. And it can put you in a space to where you're stress trading, and that's not a place you want to be. So we did have a POI up here. Believe this trade ended up going for at least about 200 to 300 pips. So yeah, 300 pips is where this trade ended up going up to. We ended up cutting it here, not only due to the liquidity, but also we didn't leave any runners due to just the prop firm that we're trading right now. They want to have us on this stupid consistency rule. So as soon as I get the amount of money to meet the needs of the account that day, I just kind of just stop. And that's kind of why sometimes you see the trading week kind of ends early too, because I don't want to get over consumed in trying to, beat the goals. But this week is our week, guys. We're gonna hit that 0.5% that they want, and also get our 44% consistency level to 20, and we will be able to cash out once we do that. So once we cash out, I will be moving back to my live account. All the trades will be going back to the private section of the Discord. So if you haven't got your premium subscription yet, definitely do so. I know you hear a lot of people either on TikTok or Instagram or places like that saying don't invest in doing what getting information, trading information for a cost. But at the same time, when it comes to this space, it makes money. And when it comes to making money, sometimes you have to spend money to make money. And also, nobody's in this to just give you stuff for free. If somebody is giving you a free course, if somebody is giving you free knowledge or anything like that, you kind of have to question it and kind of see exactly where they are in their journey. Because at the end of the day, it could just be, a fish hook to that, something to where like they get you in with a free course, but then there's other stuff that you have to pay for and whatnot. When you could just come to a place that you possibly know has the results, has the right information, and an individual who, has the education that you may need to get to the next level. So definitely, we ended up collecting this liquidity, which was a beautiful move. Um, we also had other pairs. This was a trade that we definitely missed. We took a L on this trade early in the week. We got our SL, we got our sell stop activated here, and price just kind of reversed, which is totally fine with me. I was gonna take this other sale on Friday. As you can see, price kind of like literally wicked the 50% and came down. I did advise my chat to just be careful of it, because we ended up, getting clapped early in the week. So I was looking for confirmation on a cross, but I ended up getting the cross late. And even with the late cross, you still could have caught like at least a good 100 pips, which I was like, dang, I should have still followed the cross. But it was 146 pips, which is still really good, even though you're like a late move. But I like to catch my entries here, because it allows my trades to have like a good risk to ratio. So, if I would have caught it here, my stop loss would have been like up here somewhere, 70 pips or so, or like, if even if I would have made it like lower, it still wouldn't have made like a lot of sense. And then to here, which would still be like a 3 to 1, but it was just a lot, to be risking in that time. And it was Friday, and I just didn't want to get in anything that would um hinder us from capitalizing on the count next week, which is the most important thing. So here on Euro, JPY, I didn't really see too much for this week. This pair usually moves very smoothly. TradingView did like upgrade, um, do some. They did do something with my algorithm, because they did do an update on it, and I couldn't like set alerts on it at one point in the week. So they were doing like an update or something, and I think it has, a lot of my signals, like giving like some false signals sometimes. I did fix it, and also I have a 2.0 with filters that I created as well. So I not only have a base model of what I have a 2.0 also of this model, of this cross model. So definitely, those will be coming out soon. Just really depends. But we also did have USD CAD, which we took in the beginning of the week. I'm not gonna lie, I did see that some of you guys as gurus was trying to take this trade, and I had somebody in my chat in the Discord. You guys can go check it out. Let me know that my entry was the cleanest entry. They either got stopped out or they were still waiting for the move, and I was able to catch the move just perfectly. Um, a lot of that was just due to price action, and also just waiting for the certain signals that I received. So I received this 30-minute signal initially where I got in. I put my stop loss above here, which 40 something pips is like the most that I'll risk on a trade anyway. So as price started to digress, I saw that we didn't close above on the 4 hour, which gave me more confidence that we were definitely going to go in that direction. So once we got this push up, I really didn't like this wick right here, because I was like, dang, hopefully it doesn't buy up. We collected like a little bit of inner liquidity, but we also created some inner liquidity as well. and we had an imbalance here that price kind of like reacted off of as well. So I was like, kind of iffy, but I'm gonna stick with it. And we stuck with it. We didn't see. I told the chat if we didn't see a close above this structure, then we definitely, could see some downward movement, which we really did. It was definitely a beautiful move. We didn't close there, so then we end up, getting down. Once I saw the inner liquidity was collected here, I definitely ended up uh taking profits at 63 pips. So that was definitely a beautiful trade. I loved trading the pair this week, and it ended up, even going for a bigger sell, which was, just beautiful. Down to the POI that we had set, below. Ended up coming all the way down there. Where it really hasn't really touched it yet, but it was definitely a beautiful move and resold again. That was another 400 pip move. So literally just in missed moves, um, man, that's like over 1,000 pips just in missed moves. So just imagine if we were in our live account, how much money would we really be making? And if we weren't constrained and had chains on when it came to this prop firm challenge that I'm trading now. The prop firm challenge that I'm doing it because there's a lot of people who are interested in prop firm trading in my chat at that time. And um, just for transparency, I wanted people to understand that even with low leverage rules and consistency rules, you can still make it. You can still get a payout. You can still do it. It's possible. You just have to have the skill set to do it. So that's the reason why I'm taking my time off my live account right now to do something like this. And all the proceeds that I make in the account will be going to good causes and also to give cash giveaways and things like that, either in a group chat or in public. And I'm going to be doing videos on all of that. So again, this is this concluded our week. This was the first trade of the week that we ended up taking. I don't even usually trade USD CAD. Um, One of the traders in my chat ended up telling me later on in the week that the gurus and everybody was trading it, but I actually already had saw that they were trying to trade it early in the week, and I was like, let's see if the Hugo algo could do better. And that's exactly what I intended to do, and that's exactly what happened. I don't really have to really speak too much on that, but when it comes to numbers and and accuracy, um, humbly speaking, I know that I'm one of the best analysts out here. When it comes to this trading space and things like that, just people haven't recognized it yet, and that's just all it is. But my time is coming. My time is this year, and mark my words, we're going to be getting to a different upper echelon this year. I'm Hublo, and this is another weekly recap. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'm out.